Welcome to the next video lecture of this EMTEL series of lecture videos. So, in this lecture video, that is vector calculus part 6. So, we are going to discuss one important concept of vector calculus, that is divergence theorem or the divergence of a vector field A. Okay. So, this divergence is going to play a vital role in the electromagnetics. Why? Because if you take the four Maxwell's equations, all two Maxwell's equations are based on this divergence theorem. So, without this divergence theorem, the Maxwell's equations are incomplete. We can't derive those Maxwell's equations. So, that is the importance of this divergence theorem. Okay. Now, without wasting of the time, we will define what is divergence of a vector field A. Okay. So, we define the divergence of a vector field A as the net outward flow of flux per unit volume over an incremental surface over an incremental surface, that is the divergence of a vector field A. Okay. So, let us write the definition here. We define the divergence of A as the net outward flow of flux per unit volume over an incremental surface, per unit volume over an incremental surface. Over a closed incremental surface. So, this is a basic definition which we can give, that is we are going to define the divergence of A as the net outward flow of flux per unit volume, that is for unit. Suppose if you take a volume, so if you divide the volume into number of pieces, so per unit volume how much the net outward flux over an incremental surface, over a closed incremental surface. Now, the divergence of A at a point P is defined as the net outward flow of flux as the volume shrinks to the point P. So, here we can define in another way, that is the divergence of A at any point, that is the divergence of a given point P is the net outward flow of flux per unit volume as the volume is going to shrink to the point P, that is the volume is going to shrink to the point, last point, that is dot. Okay. So, we can also define like this, the divergence of another definition, the divergence of A at any point P is the outward flow of flux per unit volume as the volume shrinks to point P. Shrinking means compressing, that is compressing that one. Okay. As the volume shrinks to point P. So, now by taking this definition we will write the mathematical form of the divergence. So, we can write div of A, divergence of A, or del dot A. So, either of these we can use the definitions, that is it is given by definition, it is given by closed surface integral A dot ds by, so as the volume shrinks to point P means limit delta V tends to 0 closed surface integral A dot ds by delta V. So, let me take this as equation 1. Okay. So, this is the basic definition, basic form of the mathematical form of the divergence theorem. So, divergence theorem we can write divergence of A or del dot A is equal to the limit delta V tends to 0 closed surface integral A dot ds by delta V, del V. Okay, so it is not del V, it is del V, delta V. So del V is having lot of difference with delta V. So delta V is the small incremental change. Del V is we are having difference. Okay, it is a vector differential operator. Okay, so don't get confused between the delta V and del. Okay, so now here we will talk about how the divergence is going to be, how the divergence is going to work or look like. Okay, so suppose if you are having, suppose if you want to see the divergence at point P like this, so if the divergence is flowing like this, so we can have three types of divergence here. You can see one is like this, another way of divergence is like this. If the point is like this and all the flux lines are approaching to this one, so let us take this as figure A and this is figure B, and let us take another one. If suppose if you are having the point P here, dot is dot, and all the flux lines are moving like this, so this is the point P, this is the point P, and this is point P here. So this is on one point, second point, and this is, let us take this as figure C. Now you can see here all the flux lines, that is the figure A shows that the divergence of a vector field is at point P is positive divergence, that is it is going outwards. So in figure A, all the flux lines, these are the flux lines here A, these are the flux lines A, these are coming inside. So a vector field has a negative divergence in figure B because all the flux lines from the outward are coming to a particular point. So that type of divergence is known as negative divergence. And you can see the third point, so it is not having any effect, that is the flux lines are passing through that point. So this type of divergence is known as zero divergence. Okay, so this is a positive divergence and this is a negative divergence and this is a zero divergence because it is not affecting any of the flux lines are not affected by this point. So you can see in this point all the flux lines are going outside, okay, like this. Okay, all the flux lines are going radially outward, so that's why it is known as positive divergence. Okay, and all the flux lines from the outside are coming to a particular point, that type of divergence is known as negative divergence, and this is zero divergence. Okay, now let me write here. Figure A shows that the vector field is spreading out or diverging out, we can say diverging out. So it is having positive divergence. So in the figure B, you can take all the flux lines, that is vector field, we can say vector field are approaching to a point P. So the divergence is, it is converges to at point P, we can say they all are converging to point P. Okay, here all the vector field, we can say vector field are is converging to point P. So it is a negative divergence. So you can see the figure C, all the flux lines are vector field, the vector field has zero divergence and point P. Okay, so in this figure the vector field has zero divergence at point P. So you can see that these vector field lines are not affected by the at the point P. So that's why we are saying that the divergence is 0 at this point P. Okay, now the divergence of a vector field can also be viewed as simply the limits of source and sinks also. Okay, so you might have heard that the source current and sink current. Similarly here these are nothing but source and sinking current. Okay, suppose if we are having source, that is the if the fields are going outside like this, so this is termed as source field, and this is considered to be as which is receiving, it is considered to be as sink point. This is considered as source point and this is considered to be as sink point. Okay, and when we are having neither zero, suppose this point is viewed as all these points viewed as these are the source point, these are the sink point, and this is neither source or neither sink. So because we don't have any this point is this is unaffected by this vector field A, so that's why we are saying that this is neither source or nor sink. Okay, so you might have got the idea now here that we are saying that the divergence of a vector field can also be viewed as simply the limit of the fields, that is source strength per unit volume, a positive at, that is this is positive at source point in the field and negative at the sinks point, and neither nor sink at this point, that is when the divergence is 0. Now let us try to calculate the divergence of a vector field if we are going to take at point P. Okay, so the suppose we wish to evaluate, suppose we wish to evaluate means calculating, evaluate the divergence at point P, which is enclosed by differential volume. So differential volume. So let me draw the diagram here. So it is very simple diagram here. So this is x direction, x axis. So this is y axis and this is z axis. So now we are going to say that we are having a differential volume like this, taken like this, a rectangular box like structure. So now I have taken the differential volume. So now we are going to calculate the point P. This is point P, that is of A of that is x naught, y naught, z naught. Okay, this point is x naught, y naught and z naught. Okay, so now I am considering a differential volume which is having which is enclosed. We are going to calculate the divergence of this point P, which is enclosed by this differential volume, which is like a rectangular box. Okay, so in this direction we are having dx and this is dz and this is dx and this is dy. So now you can see this differential volume is having like a cube. So we are having 6 faces, that is side, right side, left side, right, left side, top, bottom, front, back. So now we are going to evaluate the divergence of A, which is enclosed by these surfaces. That is we are having 6 surfaces here, that is front surface, back surface, top surface, bottom surface, right and left. So we are going to evaluate the surface integral. We are going to evaluate the integral in order to calculate the divergence of A at point P. So now let us see how we are going to calculate this one. So let me erase this one. So the formula will be, let me erase this one also. So all of you keep in mind in this diagram here. So I am going to evaluate this integral, that is surface integral. The formula is surface integral A dot ds is equal to, so we are having different surfaces. This is dx, okay, dy and dz, okay. So that is we are going to have double integrals, that is front to back, front plus double integration back. Why we are taking double integration? Because we are having front means front surface means we are having dz and dy, and top means we are having dx and dy and so on, okay. Front to back, left to right, left to plus right plus top plus bottom. So totally we are having 6 faces here, A dot ds. So now we are going to evaluate this closed surface integral into splitting into 6 surface integrals here, that is open surface integrals. Here this closed surface integral is equal to all the open volume all the surface integral like this, okay. Now we will try to evaluate this integral by taking the that is Taylor series expansion at the point P. So at this point P I am going to evaluate, okay, a three-dimensional Taylor series expanding. We are going to expand, okay, expanding at point P, to evaluate Ax component, okay. So here we are going to calculate the Ax component, that is at this point, okay. The Ax component expansion will be Ax of, that is Ax of at point x naught comma y naught comma z naught will be equivalent to Ax of x naught y naught z naught plus x minus x naught dou by dou x of Ax plus at point P we have to write at point P plus y minus y naught dou by dou y of Ax at point P plus z minus z naught dou by dou z of Ax at point P plus higher order terms. I will write in terms of HOT. So and we are having remaining terms of higher order terms here, okay. So now I am going to calculate the component of Ax at this point by using the three-dimensional Taylor series at this point P. With what is that point we are having? Point P is x naught comma y naught comma z naught, okay. Now similarly now by that is Ax component will be for me will be along the front side. Though for the front side so for the front side what we are having, that is this is the front side, that is dy into dz, okay. So the surface will be ds will be dy into dz and the unit vector will be perpendicular to that one like this, it is Ax, okay, Ax. So now the front side integral will be, that is this one, okay, the front side integral will be, that is front side A dot ds will be equivalent to, so here we are having this one, that is Ax. So here we are having differential surface A dot ds. So as we know that the dot product of Ax dot Ax is 1. So for this this is the vector and this is the component. So here we are having Ax, small unit vector, and the Ax will, so this Ax dot 8 will be 1, unit vectors will be 1. I am not going to show in this formula here, that is this one will become dy into dz, dy into dz into Ax into x naught, y naught, z naught plus, and here for x is equal to x naught plus dx by 2. So now you can see here at this point will be approaching to x here. So for that this point will be approaching, so this entire thing is dx here. So this point, if it is coming to the surface wind, it will be dx by 2 plus dx by 2. So totally we will having dx. Similarly for the left, for the bottom and for the dz also. So we are going to have, at this point we are going to have x plus, so the incremental point from the point P to the surface, front surface will be x is equal to x naught plus dx by 2. So I get here as, so what this point will become here, that is x minus x naught is equal to dx by 2. So I get here as that is, this one will be dx by 2 dou x of Ax at point P plus, next we don't have any terms are relating to the y and relating to z and so on. Okay, so next we are going to have all the higher order terms. Okay, next similarly we are going to take for the front, means next we have to take back. So this surface is parallel to the front surface is parallel to the back, only this ds is going to have the change, that is in terms of, instead of having the unit vector Ax, we will have the unit vector minus Ax, that's all. Okay, for the back side surface, ds will be dy dz, but instead of we are having minus Ax. Okay, and here we are having, here we have take, for the front side we are taking x plus x dx by 2, at the opposite side we are having x is equal to x naught minus dx by 2. So what we get here, x minus x naught is equal to minus dx by 2. So that is what we get here, right? So now what I get here at this point, so for this equation I get here as, that is double integration of back side, back a dot ds will give me, that is dy into dz. So this dy into dz will give me minus dy into dz. I will get this point only, that is Ax of x naught comma y naught comma z naught plus, and this point x minus x naught will be giving me minus dx by 2 into dou x of Ax at point P plus all the higher order terms. Next, okay, similarly we have to evaluate the left to right, top bottom. Let us do that one. So before going to do that, let us add these two. Okay, let us add these two, hence adding these two equations, hence adding above two integrals. What we get here, that is front integral a dot ds plus back integral surface integral a dot ds is equal to, what we have got? We have got dy dz this one and minus dy dz this one. These two will get cancelled here, and next you can take dx by 2 dou x of Ax into dx dy dz. Similarly next we are having plus, I will get here plus dou x of Ax So here dx will get here. So this dx plus dx will get here as this minus into minus I will get here plus. So I get here. So let me write here all the equation dy dz ax of x naught y naught z naught plus dx by 2 dou by dou x of ax plus higher order terms here at point P plus higher order terms. Next plus we are having minus dy dz, this one ax of x naught y naught z naught plus I get minus here, that is dx by 2 dou by dou x of ax at point P plus higher order terms. So now this will be cancelling, that is this one plus and minus. So I get here what I get here, dy dz into dx by 2 dy dz into, that is dx by 2 into dou by dou ax of dou x plus I get here. Next this is minus into minus plus dy dz dx by 2 dou by dou x of ax. So I get here as this will be becoming 1 by 2 will become half of become 1, that is dx dy dz, that is dou by dou x of ax. So this is the front, that is we have got this integral as this one. Now let us evaluate. So similarly we have to evaluate left to right, top and bottom. Okay, so we have to evaluate this type of integrals, and finally what we have to do, we have to all those three in order to get the final divergence of the point P. Okay, let me do the another surface integral, that is for the similarly for left and right. Similarly for left and right side, what I get here. So that is, as we have taken here ax, I have to calculate here now ay of x naught y naught and z naught. This point will become give me, that is ay of x naught y naught and z naught plus here I will get the same thing. Okay, that is x minus x naught into dou by dou x of ax plus, instead of ax I get here ay dou next at point P I have to write at point P plus y minus y naught into dou by dou y of ay at point P plus z minus z naught dou by dou z of ay at point P plus higher order terms. Now for this I have to take for the left side. So for the left side what I get here, first for the, let us take me for the right side here. For right side I get the positive, that is for the right side ds will be, so as we have taken and along this side, so as the volume there as we have taken, for the right side what I get here, that is dx into dz, and the unit vector perpendicular to that one will be ay. Okay, similarly for the left side we will get ds will be dx dy, the unit vector now will be opposite to the left, that is for the left one will be minus ay. So and the point here will be y minus y is equal to y naught plus dy by 2. Okay, now we have to substitute this in this equation. Let us see what we get here. That is in this equation, that is this integral, that is for the right side a dot ds is equal to what I get here, this we have to substitute here. Okay, in this equation, that is ay into x naught y naught z naught plus so here this point is not going to give me any point because this is 0, and I get here this one, okay, that is this point, this will be y minus y naught will be dy by 2. So this will give me dy by 2 dou y of ay at point P, okay, into, that is at point P, plus higher order terms. Similarly, I can calculate for the into, I have to take into here, into dx, that is dx into dz. So here ay dot ay will become 1 here, because as we have taken only component here, I can write only component here. That is, now for the left side, what I get here, a dot ds is equal to, for the left side I have to write ds here, ds will become dx dy, this will become minus ay, and similarly y is going to become y minus dy by 2, that is, sorry, y naught minus dy by 2, and here y minus y naught will give me minus dy by 2. So this will become minus dx dy into ay of x naught, y naught, z naught, plus, instead of plus I get here minus dy by 2 dou y of ay at point P plus higher order terms, right, in close this one, okay. Now I am going to add these two now. Similarly, I am going to add these two now. What I get, let us see. If we add these two, that is left side and right side, what I get, let us see here. Adding those two integrals, adding above integrals, so this integral will give me, that is right a dot ds plus left a dot ds, it will give me this is dx dz ay into x naught, y naught, z naught plus dy by 2 into dou y of ay at point P plus higher order terms. Similarly, minus this one. So this is dx dz, this is dz. So dx dz into ay of x naught, y naught, z naught minus dy by 2 dou y of ay at point P plus higher order terms. So we are not going to have all the terms in this equation, x minus x naught and y minus y naught we don't know. So we are going to have expansion only in the y direction. So that's why all the other terms are 0 and remaining higher order terms we'll have. So in this we are going to cancel these two because the same here. Next we get here as dx dz dy by 2 into dou y of ay plus, next this one minus into minus plus I get here dx dz dy by 2 dou y of ay here. So at plus higher order terms, so I get here, that is, you can write here dx dy dz dou y of ay plus at point P plus, so you can write here point P, you can also write here point P, I am forgetting to write here, at and higher order terms. So this is for left and right. Similarly we can evaluate for top and bottom. So let us do that one. Similarly we get, so let us write directly. Why? Because we are familiar with, after evaluating these two integrals, we are familiar with the, for the top side we will get what we get. So we are having dx into dy. For the top I will get az here unit vector. For the bottom side we will get dx dy minus az I get, and after cancellation we are going to left with dx dy dz dou by dou z of az at point P plus higher order terms. So I think it is familiar. If at all if you are going to write, it is okay. If at all if we have understood, we can write directly here. So similarly I can write here, that is for the top integration of a dot ds, I am going to write directly here. Why? Because I don't want to do the similar step once again and again here. So what I get here after adding this one, so we will get dx dy dz dou by dou z of az at point P plus higher order terms. Now we are going to add all those top, bottom, left, right and left side, left, right and top and bottom. So let us see what we get. Now adding all the integrals and putting in equation 1. So now all these are kept, we are going to use in the equation 1 what we have taken. At the starting of the video we have taken equation 1 and we are going to substitute all those integrals into that equation. Now put all integrals into equation 1. That is, what is the equation 1 we have, that is what we have got, closed surface integral a dot ds is equal to, we have got left to right, top, bottom, right side and left side. Okay, all those we have to write. So for the left, for the first what we have got, what is the first equations we have got, that is we get, as we have seen that this equation it is going to change to delta v. So I will write here, instead of this one I will get delta v. Similarly what we have got for the previous one, for the right side top bottom we are going to have dx dy dz, I am going to write into delta v. So now adding all those three equations, what we get here, for the first point what we have got that is front side we have got dx dy dz dou by dou x of ax plus at P plus next for the second one what we have got for the second one we have got as the term, after adding this one dx dy, not dx dy. So after adding the first we have taken the front to back, next to left to right. So after adding that one dx dy dz dou by dou x of ax, next similarly we will get for the top dx dy dz, for the left and right we will get dou by dou y of ay at point P plus, next for the top and bottom we will get here as dx dy dz dou by dou z of az at point P plus higher order terms. Now I am going to take delta v as the volume as dx dy dz. After substituting that one, let us see what happens. Closed surface integral a dot ds is equal to delta v into dou by dou x of ax plus delta v dou by dou y of ay plus delta v dou by dou z of az. Now taking common delta v and keeping to the denominator here, that is delta v a dot ds by delta v is equal to dou by dou x of ax dou by dou y of ay plus dou by dou z of az. Now applying delta v limit delta v tends to 0 on both sides. Now applying limit delta v tends to 0 on both sides. So what we get here, limit delta v tends to 0, closed surface integral a dot ds by delta v is equal to, so we don't have a delta v terms here, no need to apply delta v tends to 0 on the right hand side, that is dou by dou x of ax plus dou by dou y of ay plus dou by dou z of az. So this is the completion of the that is, now what I have done here in this point, I have neglected all the higher order terms. Why? Because as the volume is shrinking to the point P, so the delta V is approaching to 0 and all the higher order terms are neglected. So all, you can write the point here, all higher order terms are neglected. So that point we need to note here. So all of you note that. So we are going to neglect all the higher order terms or in the all the integral, that is front integral, front to back, top bottom, right side and left side, all the higher order terms are neglected. Why? Because as the volume is shrinking to the point P, so delta V approaches to 0 and all the higher order terms are 0. So this is the main equation that what we are going to get for the divergence of the vector field A. So you can write divergence of A, that is delta. So this is equivalent to, from the equation 1 we can write here, del dot A is equal to dou by dou x of ax plus dou by dou y of ay plus dou by dou z of az. So this is the divergence of the field, vector field A. So by using this equation, we are going to evaluate the divergence of a vector field A in cylindrical coordinates and the spherical coordinates. Okay. So in the next video lecture we will try to evaluate the divergence of a vector field A in the cylindrical coordinate systems as well as in spherical coordinate systems. Hope you understood this video. So if at all, if you are having any doubts or any queries or any doubt at any point, so you please keep in the form of comments. Okay, we will try to, I will try to satisfy you, I mean clarify your doubts. So we will meet in the next video lecture, that is in the vector calculus part 7. So till then, take care, bye.